I'm gonna have blackberries this year. Fucking A.
Good afternoon, or good morning. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and today I'm joined by...
Nerd.
Welcome, welcome. And I am trying something new. I am live streaming to two YouTube accounts right now, to my own as well as the OMNI Coalition, so I'm going to try to see how well this works out, and if it does, then maybe we'll start live streaming to Twitch. And we just got joined by...
Golden Loon.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome to the show. And Xander, I believe it'll work out for you just fine.
I hope so. Anyway, today is Sunday, aka Sunday. What date is it? May the 7th, 2023. So, Mr. Nerdgoal, would you like to start us off in 558?
I sure would.
All right.
From 558 in Constantinople, the dome of the Hagia Sophia collapses. Justinian the First immediately orders the dome to be rebuilt.
Ah. All right. Then you got a siege here.
Yep.
We go 3 by 3. So are you gonna take?
3 by 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. 1253, Flemish friar William of Rubruck sets off to convert the Mongols to Christianity. A mission ordered by the French King Louis the Fourth. One of the most famous travel accounts in the medieval world.
The ninth, by the way.
Do what?
The ninth, by the way. X is 10.
Oh, that's the ninth.
So, yeah.
Okay. My Roman numerals are terrible.
A lot of people have problems with them. No problem. Like.
1274, Second Council of Lyons of 14th Ecumenical Council opens convened by Pope George X, Pope Gregory X.
Yep. And by the way, I apologize. I failed to mention this to you because I forgot to do I didn't do the research writing last night. When we go to the standard, we just read the black ones, the highlighted ones.
Okay.
You see on the website, there's every now and then there's one that has a whole black background. That's the ones that we read from primarily.
Those are the ones that, okay.
Yeah.
The highlighted ones, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to welcome Ramister to the show. Welcome, welcome. I see he has his mic muted, so he's going to be... Oh, there he is.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice.
Doing pretty good for now.
Nice.
Awesome like a pimpin' possum.
Well, are you in the position to read at all, or do you want to just kind of chill today?
Yeah, I'll do some reading.
All
I'm
right.
down.
We are in 1429.
Ooh. A historic siege in 1429, English siege of Orleans, broken by Joan of Arc and the French army.
Yeah. And I can't blame you for saying Orleans because, we all know about New Orleans.
Yeah.
But the actual pronunciation is Orléans because it's French,
Orleans.
And, as we all know about, like, Louisiana and such, that was French territory. So, New Orleans, or New Orleans as we say it,
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
The American accent.
New Orleans.
What happened to France? What happened to New Orleans? America happened.
Well, speaking of the French, the Jacquois, you got another French article here.
Ooh. In 1664, Louis the 14th of France inaugurates the Palace of Versailles.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
It's actually Versailles.
That was a...
Versailles.
Did you just Versailles?
Versailles.
Man, if you ever get a chance to go over to France, don't miss Palace of Versailles. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is a very, very historical place, and it's very impressive.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it someday.
I wanna visit it once.
Oh, hey, your next article here is the founder of a state that several people here reside in.
My home. It's the grandfather of Pennsylvania. Let's go.
The inventor of the pencil.
1800. William Penn began monthly meetings for blacks advocating emancipation.
All right.
I think he was
And
an
also
insurance
it was
salesman.
one of the most based states in the country.
William Penn
Well,
Insurance.
formerly.
And he created pencils.
Indeed, he did.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure. That was just a joke.
Sounds
You know
good,
what?
though.
Who invented pencils?
I don't think he did. They were around before him.
Actually, the pencil was the pencil was a co-production from Nicolas Jacques Conté and Conrad Gessner, according to Google.
He decided to put wood around lead,
Yeah.
Back when it was actually lead and not graphite.
Yeah.
That was back when it was actually dangerous to jab yourself with a pencil.
Well, it still is, but you won't
It
get.
still is, but not.
If you survive the stabbing, you might get toxic. If it's still lead. So.
I mean, yeah, they don't have lead pencils anymore. They have graphite ones, which are they're still dangerous to get jabbed with. But
Well, the
not
Joker
near.
still found a way to make it a lethal weapon. So, anyway, let's move on up here. In 1756, we got Burmese king, Alangufaya sent his golden letter on rolled gold to King George II of Great Britain, detailing trade proposals. Wow. Literally sent him, stuff written on gold. Be like, oh, hey, let's trade. Like, yeah, let's trade. If you're sending me, gold parchment, then you're obviously doing well. I'd like a piece of that, please. Oh, here we go. The founding father of all founding fathers. 1789, the first U.S. presidential inaugural ball for George Washington in New York City. All right. They got to dance the night away and everything. That's pretty cool.
The single best president in the U.S. He's the only one that's gotten every single vote.
Yeah.
The only one. Nobody's gonna ever
legitimately, not to mention, So
now I know where Ludwig gets his name from.
There is only one human being that I know that can get all the votes like Washington did.
Who? John Wick?
His name is Keanu Reeves. He's the only other person that could.
My
and
God.
Ryan would be close. Reynolds would be close, but I don't think he'd quite get there.
Well, only one way to find out. That's
let's put Keanu in the election.
That's a experiment for another day. Let's move on up here. 1824, Ludwig van Beethoven's Ninth Choral Symphony, often regarded as his greatest work, premiered in Vienna. Oh yeah, the Ninth Symphony.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then we got a historic publication in 1846. The first printed copies of poems by Emily, Charlotte, and Anne Bonte received, published under pseudonym of Acton, Currer, and Elias Bell. 2 copies were sold. Whoa. That's not a lot of... Hey, that's better than Brian Griffin.
That's twice as many as I can sell.
And the Bronte.
Yeah. Then
Bronte, I remember that name.
Let's move back to Nerdgul here. He has an assassination attempt.
Okay. In 1866, German Premier Otto von Bismarck seriously wounded in assassination attempt.
Ooh. Otto von Bismarck. One of the big names in Germany.
In 1867, Swedish chemist Alfred Nobel presents dynamite in England, the first of 3 patents he would receive for the explosive material.
Yeah, and this is what he came to fame. It's kind of ironic. We have the Nobel Peace Prize, and all of the Nobel prizes are obviously named after Alfred Nobel, and his major innovation is an explosive that he intended for mining, like blowing up rocks, but then we turn those into grenades. So
Yep. Right.
So,
and in 1917, Columbia University approves plans for awarding the Pulitzer Prize in several categories for established by Joseph Pulitzer.
Ah, another guy who's namesake went on to be awards and such.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. We had a back-to-back, and
Nobel and Pulitzer.
Nobel and Pulitzer on the same calendar date, not the same year, but still, that's kind of that's wild.
I'm gonna read one more.
Go for it.
In 1915, RMS Lusitania sunk by German submarine off the southern coast of Ireland. 1,198 lives lost.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back to bring the U.S. involved into the First World War.
Yeah.
So, even though we were using that, to illegally, despite being a neutral nation on paper.
And we denied that we were doing it.
Yeah, but it was discovered. They actually went not too long ago. They went to the site of the sunken Lusitania.
Yeah.
And they found so many munitions, bombs, bullets, supplies.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were helping one side. So.
Alfred Vanderbilt, a loving and caring man, is what the flavor text says.
Yeah, sure he was. There's a reason it's in quotations. So, Mr. Rhombus, you got some sports history here.
Oh yay! My favorite section.
Yeah.
In 1917, in a testament to his pitching ability, future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth leads the Boston Red Sox to a 1-0 victory against Washington Senators.
Yeah.
Legend Walter Johnson.
Ooh.
Yeah, he originally was a pitcher.
Walter.
Walter.
Put the fork away, Walter. Wait, hang on. Can you scroll up a second? Just into the white stuff. Oh, there we go. Yeah, New York Giants. Yeah, 1922. Just caught that.
Go for it.
In 1922, New York Giant Jesse Barnes no-hits Phillies 2-0.
Wow. That must have been a tough game right there.
It's a wonder, and everyone wonders why the Philadelphia and New York City rivalry is so tense every year.
They want to scalp
It's
each other.
every sport. I'm telling you, it's every single sport. Those two cities
I'll be right back.
despise each
All
other,
right.
except for. But it will never compare to the Eagles and Cowboys rivalry.
Yeah.
Those two teams are by far they're the most ridiculous teams when they're around each other.
I swear, some of these sport, fans, like they treat each other like Sunnis and Shiites,
Like, I can't believe they're even allowed to play each other anymore, given their rivalry is worse than the 49ers and the Raiders. And the Raiders and 49ers one was so bad that they had to ban those two teams from playing each other ever again.
I don't know, the Eagles and Giants, what was it? Giants, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
Oh yeah, it is. But it's not as bad as the Cowboys-Eagles one or the Cowboys and Giants, but it's pretty intense. I mean, those three teams are all in the same division, so it makes sense.
Well, all I can tell you is that me from being from SoCal, hate anything going on up in NoCal.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on up to 1928 here.
Ooh, in 1928, Pulitzer Prize awarded to Thornton Wilder for The Bridge of San Luis Rey.
Huh. So I don't know
I
if
was
it's a
gonna say
play
Louis.
or a book. He's a playwright and a writer, so some kind of reading material. Oh, here you go.
Kentucky.
Ooh.
Speaking of sports.
In 1938, the 64th Kentucky Derby, Eddie Arcaro aboard Lauren scores first of record 5 Derby wins.
I guess you could say he's not
just-
horsing around.
Oh, they just had the Kentucky Derby was yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was Magic that won.
Huh.
And it bouncing back, a NASCAR driver predicted him to win, and he got it right.
Yo, I should.
Hey guys,
what up?
guys. I do have to go. I'm really sorry. The old
Okay.
man fell, and I gotta go help him
Oh, go
out.
take care of him, dude.
Wow,
Yeah, go-
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, go. Oh,
yeah, he's already gone.
alrighty.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking maybe entering my AQ3D character into the Kentucky Derby one day.
I think he would be able to. I mean, it is a
Anyway.
horse.
Moving on up to 1941, we got the British House of Commons voted for Winston Churchill 477 to 3.
Jeez.
Wow. So we're talking about landslides earlier. Well, here's another one. So would Winston Churchill be the George Washington of the UK? Not necessarily,
But
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
see where you're going. But
In terms
but as
of
far as voting, you know.
voting
Who are the
wise,
three is
yes.
what I wanna
Other
know.
than that, yeah, quality of character, no, not even close. He's
Yeah.
like a polar opposite.
Yeah.
He's not a good person.
Oh, this has one of my favorite words, this next one. 1941 as well. Glenn Miller recorded Chattanooga Choo Choo for RCA. It became the first record to be designated gold. Wow.
Whoa.
Damn.
Platinum came later.
Yep.
Jeez.
Chattanooga.
Sweet.
Awooga. We got another event of interest here. 1943, Liberty ship George Washington Carver, named after scientists, was launched. We all know George Washington Carver was the inventor of peanut butter, as well as like thousands of other uses for the
Man,
peanut.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
He invented peanut butter?
I believe so. Like, who invented peanut butter?
'Cause I thought it came much later.
Oh no, no, it
Oh, it
wasn't.
says here Marcellus Gilmore Edson. I swear it was George Washington Carver. Like, or maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. Who's a real inventor of peanut butter? John Harvey Kellogg? Okay, well this is... Yeah, it says here, did George Washington Carver really invent peanut butter? Oh, it says he did not. He was one of the greatest inventors in U.S. history, discovering over 300 uses for... That's weird.
Peanut.
300. What?
Yeah.
That's weird. Somebody made a typo. For peanuts, including chili sauce, shampoo, and shaving cream and glue. What the hell? Who's shampooing Who's shampooing with peanut butter products? Okay.
I mean, it's got protein in it, so.
But how does that help your hair?
How
Bro
about
probably
glue?
used Arnold Schwarzenegger
Sticks to the
logic.
roof of your mouth.
I mean, you have a point there. You know. Anyway, in 1944, German assault on Tito's hideout in Drevar, Bosnia. And, Joseph Broz Tito, president of Yugoslavian Revolutionary.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, perfect timing. Sports history for the rhombuser.
Oh yeah.
And I'd rather you not say that word, please. So, you'll see
In the
it.
year 1945, Branch Rickey announces formation of the U.S. Black Baseball League.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm not one for censoring, but I don't want to get attacked.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Like,
no sense in getting.
Sohen's clear to
No
say
sense
that
in
word, you know, for some reason, but yeah, like we just gotta watch our step. So,
Yep.
Nerd Goal, what are you doing back? Didn't you have to help your old man?
Yeah, he's okay.
Okay.
He just fell down. That's all he
Good.
did. He just fell down, skinned his knee.
Okay. All right.
He's all right now.
All right. Well, hey, do you want to take Rhombus, or you have two more turns here, two more articles.
All right.
Yeah,
yes.
let me go to the. Okay. I'm sorry. Which are we still on the today's historical events?
Yeah,
Yes.
we are. We are in 1945. It's still Rhombus's turn, then we'll go to you.
Alrighty.
Okay.
In the year 1945, World War II, unconditional German surrender to the Allies signed by General Alfred Jody at Reims.
Ah.
Or Reims.
That was today?
Yeah.
Or
Oh.
Reims.
Huh. 1945.
Didn't-
Well, it. Huh.
I think the war, because I know the war, didn't it officially end like next month? Like May 6th or something? It was like early May. Or, well, it might have been the end of April. Or mid-April, I don't know.
I know
I
it
can't
was before
recall.
August, because I know August was VJ Day, Victory in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
But even after this, it still went on with the Japanese for quite a while.
Yeah.
A number of months.
I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't fully end until Japan surrendered.
Right.
But anyway, you got another one
It
right
was-
after that, 1946. I don't know why that's not highlighted of all things. That's pretty big.
First off, that's a great
Oh.
year.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wow. In 1946, Tokyo Telecommunications had that got really blurry. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's switch over to the screen.
I'm not
There we
sure
go.
where I'm at.
We're in 1946 right now.
Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering, later named Sony, is founded with around 20 employees,
Ooh.
Happy birthday,
Okay.
Sony.
making the
Wow.
greatest consoles of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That aren't the N64.
I'm as far down as 1975. U.S. President Gerald Ford declares an end to the Vietnam era.
You are way in the future here. We're
Yeah.
still in 47.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, we're in 47. Alrighty. An event of interest in 1947, General MacArthur approves Japanese Constitution.
Yep, he was actually he was the
He approved it?
yeah, he was the leader of Japan after World War II for a little bit. He was
Yeah.
like the guy.
Yeah. And what'd you say about him with North Korea? We should do what with him? We were talking about that this morning.
He turned them into a parking lot.
Nuke him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well, no, like he was like the guy in charge of the Korean War, and then he was
Yeah.
going on about how we should just nuke them, and yeah, actually, I think he was
Be
talking.
done with it.
I know. I think he was talking about nuking China to prevent them from getting involved. As a preemptive measure. And if we had listened to him, then we wouldn't have lost that war. But instead of listening to him, we booted him out and put somebody else in, and then
Nukes are never good.
they're not.
We had this conversation.
Nukes
this
are not
morning.
good,
No.
but as you said, speaking of how how I said things as you said, and I agree with, if we
Right.
hadn't nuked Japan, then millions more of lives would have been lost with a traditional
Well,
invasion.
The way
established raging war.
the way I see it now, nukes are at a point where they're only really a means to an end.
Yeah, and they are
Right.
technically obsolete anymore these days because now we have orbital
Right.
bombardment and cyber warfare and all
Well,
that
no,
stuff.
what I'm saying is that we don't even need nukes anymore because we have ICBMs that can deliver pretty much any kind of payload, not just a nuclear payload.
Yeah.
You know,
But hey, do you want to tell us about 1953, Mr. Nerdicle?
yeah, I sure do. Come gather around the cauldron. And in 1953, Cole Porter's musical Can opens at the Sherbert Theater, New York City. Runs for 892 performances.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wasn't there a movie
Hey,
made
Kentucky
about that?
Derby.
Like he was
Uh,
trying to go for 1,000 performances or something like that.
I don't recall that, but that does sound like a good premise for a movie. That reminds me of The Producers.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I should have been at Key Grip. Gotten to the ground floor of movies.
hey, we were talking about this Kentucky Derby earlier today. We got another one here.
Okay. 1955, the 81st Kentucky Derby. Bill Shoemaker aboard swaps wins in 2
Minutes.
2 minutes 2 minutes 1 second and 1/8 of and 8/10 of a second.
Yeah, 2
I
minutes
guess
and 1.8 seconds.
Yeah.
Bill Shoemaker, one of the all-time great jockeys.
Yeah, Schumacher, like he's on the show a lot. So, and oh wow,
And Frank.
yeah. Got a third one here, 1956, Mr. Nerdgle.
In 1956, Pulitzer Prize for drama awarded to Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett for their play The Diary of Anne Frank.
Man,
And I'll do this last one.
Go for it.
In 1959, Roy Campanella Knight. Roy Campanella Knight, largest baseball crowd at 93,103 at the L.A. Coliseum. See Yankees beat Dodgers 6-1 in exhibition game.
wow. The
I
Yankees
remember, I
and the
remember that
Dodgers.
game.
I
had
forgot
one
they
of my
used to
good
use that
friends
as a
game.
baseball field.
And they all lit, well, doesn't matter. But the big disappointment was he didn't get to play in L.A.
Ah,
He had that. car
Hey,
accident.
look! It's the guy from Adam Sandler's movie Pixels.
Pixels. I'm trying to think.
It's the one where all the video game characters come into the real world.
Well, I know about Pixels. I'm just trying to figure out who this character is.
The general, the one that doesn't like all of it. The one
Oh,
that just-
okay. I have to see that again. But
They look
hey,
exactly the same. They got the same eyebrows and everything.
yo, speaking of like eyebrows and stuff, look at this next guy in 1960, and you know, like
Leonard Brezhnev.
we've spoken about him before. No, he's literally Two-Face. Like here, let me bigger this for you. Like, look at this. Like, if you look right down the middle, the eyebrows are different, the eyes are different, the hair is different. What happened to him? Seriously,
Literally Two-Face.
he's literally Two-Face. Like,
It's like they put half of him inside of a time chamber, and then left the other hanging out.
Yeah.
Looks like he had a stroke.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe he's a stroke victim. But does that affect the eyebrow shape? Because, like, seriously, one eyebrow is rectangle and the other one's, like, you know, rounded. Like, I've never... That's so wild.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not making fun of this guy. I'm just like, it's
Well,
curious.
no, that's actually it's entirely possible that he has recovered from a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
But that side of his face will always have like a slight droop.
Yeah, well, like, you know, like, if anybody's seen, like, there's a picture out there, a trucker.
Well, no. If you look at Leonid Brezhnev, if you look at his face, the eyebrow and the eyelid below the eyebrow sag over the eye.
Yeah.
Look at his cheek. His cheek seems a little plumper. That's because it's sagging, and the corner of his mouth hangs slightly lower than the other one.
You're right.
That's
correct.
because
It does look like a stroke. And that'd be a common reaction to it.
That looks like he's almost completely recovered from a stroke.
Yeah,
Because
I wouldn't be surprised if he did have a stroke. He was a Soviet general, after all, you know. So.
Right, but at the same time, Russians were built different.
Yeah.
They're just fucking different. You
But,
know, like
They really are.
every time I see this guy, he reminds me of this other picture, a trucker showing, you know, after 28 years of being a trucker.
Yeah.
You know, look, the sun side of his face. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
Like, and his eye itself is like drooped too. Like, he looks like a stroke victim as well.
and look at it, and look at his hairline. The reason that side looks like it's higher isn't because of the lighting. Is when you have a stroke.
Yeah.
All the muscles in your head that normally on that side of your head that normally like you got muscles in your forehead that pull your hairline down most of the time.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get back on.
Muscles,
Sorry, let's get back
Go
on
ahead.
track here. Speaking of a potential stroke victim here, 1960, Leonid Brezhnev replaced Clement Vorjashev as president of the USSR, Soviet Union.
Yeah. He was the guy then.
Yep. And while that was happening, the Soviet Union announced Francis Gary Powers confessed to being a CIA spy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Shot him out of the sky.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the guy. He was in the spy plane. The predecessor to the Black Hawk, right?
Could be. That I'm not sure about. But yeah, they didn't think the Soviets had a weapon to shoot that high.
Yeah, and they did.
And they did.
Yeah. Then we also have an event of interest. 1975, U.S. President Gerald Ford declared an end to Vietnam era. Yeah, you know, we were out of there.
Yeah.
After we got our teeth kicked in. So, and back to Mr. Rhombus with more sports and more horse racing. I guess today's a horse day.
Yeah,
so.
well, it's the time of year.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Better
is
than
that time of
tennis,
year that the
so.
Kentucky Derby is like is in full swing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's this Kentucky. Yeah, this is the annual Kentucky Derby weekend.
Yep.
Every year. In 1977, 103rd Kentucky Derby, Jean Cruguet on Seattle Slough wins in 2 minutes and 2.2 seconds.
Dang.
Nice. That's a good time.
Yeah.
It's funny.
good time.
Seattle Slough is a great racehorse. One of the all-time greats.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. All of these Kentucky Derby articles. The one thing I'm thinking of is that one video I have of all these short people racing a camel. Remember that?
I will say though, regarding the Kentucky Derby, yeah, this was a rough weekend for some of those horses. Like, it was a very rough weekend. They had to put, I think it was right before the race. It was like a day or two before. They had to put down like 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, that's
Like,
rough.
Just
Yeah,
so
that's
you
rough.
know,
I was thinking like that's a bad year. That means they were having a bad year.
What happened?
It was like leg injuries and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
they were
generally
getting
what they have to
injured.
do with a horse and leg injuries.
Leonid Brezhnev did have a slight stroke before his presidency, and
Ah,
he
there
died
you
from
go.
the stroke. he died from a stroke in
What
he
year?
died from a stroke December he died from a stroke in November 1982.
It says here he died on November 10th of a heart attack.
Well, okay, then I'm
Well, maybe,
wait, that's
maybe
the
it was a
most-
He may
combination.
never
have had
mind,
a
that's
stroke
the-
and then had a heart attack afterwards.
Yeah.
Could have been.
yeah, or something like. Anyways, which is not uncommon for stroke victims. People who've had strokes usually are bound to have a heart attack or something.
I don't think he died while he was president, though, did he? I think he's already retired.
No, I don't think he did. I was looking up. Did he have a stroke prior to his presidency?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And he did. He did have a slight stroke, and it did cause some facial drooping, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Now,
So that tells me why he looks so good for a stroke victim.
now here's something interesting. It says here nationality Russian, Soviet, and Ukrainian. And he's also his Chinese zodiac sign is the horse. Speaking of Kentucky Derbies, so man, this guy just fits into all the categories today, doesn't he?
The perfect Russian.
The perfect Russian. Anyway, whose turn is it? We have 1984 here.
That is probably my turn.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, let's make it
Oh.
your turn. Go for it.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, buddy.
Where's it at? Let me find it.
1984.
1975.
84.
Okay, let me find it. 1977.
Keep going.
Okay,
There you
1984. 180 million out-of-court settlements reached, and an Agent Orange suit.
Yeah, because of all of our chemical weapons. Despite, the Geneva Convention, we broke it during the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And poison. Like, they're still, suffering from effects from that. Awful what we've done. Oh, if you don't mind, can you read the 1987 California one? That's pretty hot. It's the non-highlighted one, Mr. Nurgle.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. It's 105 degrees Fahrenheit in Sacramento, California.
That's hot for over there.
Especially in May. Well, they get that hot, but not in May.
Yeah.
God damn.
Ooh, this
Like
guy.
I mean, I've been in hotter, but
Go to Phoenix
That's-
sometime. You want
but
hot?
that's but what I mean is, but that's not right next to a fucking ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's off in the desert where it's a dry heat and it doesn't actually burn you out as bad as most people think. It's like as
Yeah.
long as you got some water, as long as you got a little bit of water, man, you can walk miles and miles into the desert on
Yeah.
just 16 ounces of water.
I wouldn't recommend that though, unless you're some crazy
No.
person. Like,
Right. Well, there's also such thing as dry lightning.
huh?
Just these static discharges because of all the wind moving all the sand and shit.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Hey, you got another one here in '89.
89. Okay. In 1989, Panamanian voters reject dictator Manuel Noriega's bid for presidency.
Yeah, he was the Panamanian general and then a dictator.
Yeah.
The Panama
Not a
Canal
good
and all
guy.
that stuff. Yeah, not a good guy, but we work with him because,
Well, Panama's pretty important.
yeah. So,
Right. Well, we built the fucking Panama Canal.
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
Yeah, you owe us. We own you.
Now China's trying to build a canal somewhere farther north or something.
Yeah. See, China. See, the problem with China is that they're always going to be a step behind because because they spend more time spying than they do actually progressing themselves.
Well, they don't care
mean,
about people. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Ingenuity comes out of giving a crap. And they don't.
Right.
They're
They're ingenuitively stagnant.
Yep.
And that's their problem. they will never catch up to anyone on any level for very long if all they're doing is just copying technology.
And that's a problem, on a cultural level. Like and
Yeah.
it's not just China. It's most places. Like
Yeah.
they think they're like the supreme being or something, and they
Right.
view everything outside of them as lesser, even though it's factually
Yeah.
incorrect. But
Yeah,
let's not go down that rabbit hole here. Let's continue on up here in
Right, my
1992. Champion Puerto Rican jockey Angel Cordero Jr. retired after winning 7,057 thoroughbred horse races. Holy
Jeez.
cats! Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh. But then in 1992 as well, the U.S. Space Shuttle STS-49 was launched. This was the maiden voyage of the Endeavour.
Ooh.
Yeah. So one of the last, because there were 5 space shuttles, 2 of them blew up. One on leaving and one on coming back. So now there's 3 left, and we got to see one when Mom was still around. We have that picture.
Yeah.
So, but then we have here we go, the Scream. My dad's mouse pad. 1994, Edvard Munch's painting The Scream was recovered 3 months after it was stolen. Huh. So I bet that's. That was the face of the museum curator when they found out it was stolen. Ah!
Right.
Looks like Kevin McAllister. So, and I see.
Kevin.
I see Mr. Rhombus is muted yet again, so gonna go back to Nerd Goal here if he wants. 1995.
In 1995, Jacques Chirac wins French presidential election.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh.
In 1996, comedian Martin Lawrence suffers a nervous breakdown.
That's never good.
Wow.
No.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's comedian.
Shut up.
Damn.
In 1997, science fiction film The Fifth Element, written and directed by Luc Besson, starring Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich, is released. Then the most expensive European film ever made.
It was a European film. I thought it was made over here.
No idea.
They made it. They made it over. Yep, it was a European film. That's fucking dope. Cause I love that movie. I don't care what anybody says.
I remember one year from Mom's birthday, we went to and saw that in theaters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? Like we went and saw.
I've seen it, but I don't remember going to the movies.
We
Man,
went with Kim and Laura and all that stuff.
Okay.
Back then, man, seeing Mila Jovovich just dressed in bandages did something to me as a young man that I won't go into.
Yeah. That was the day you grew up. Essentially, is what you're saying.
I'm like, man. I was like, man, I don't care if she's got a chest like a little boy. Like, man, she's fucking fine.
Okay.
You're going into it. You promised you wouldn't.
You horn dog.
Well, I mean, like, man, like,
I get
I never been one for the big old chesticles anyway.
Hey, sir, we're filming a show, sir. You can talk about this later, sir.
Rhombus, you're back.
I'm down with the itty bitty titty committee.
Oh God. Anyway, let's move on up to 1999. Mr. Rhombus.
Yes. Papal visit. In 1999, Pope John Paul II travels to Romania, becoming the first pope to visit a predominantly Eastern Orthodox country since the Great Schism in 1054.
Almost 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Wow. When people get a bug up their butt about something, they really hold a grudge. Oh, damn. Especially religion.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm not a big fan of religion. They hold grudges against everyone.
Yep.
I have my opinions, but I'm gonna keep them to myself.
Yep. Anyway, moving on up to the next millennium here.
What the?
In 2008, Dmitry Medvedev is sworn in as the third president of the Russian Federation.
Huh. All right.
It's film premiere time. In 2011, the Pirates of the Caribbean, that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, people, it's not Caribbean, on Stranger Tides, directed by Rob Marshall, starring Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz, premieres in opening weekend, makes $350.6 million.
But where did it premiere in? Like, they forgot to put that. It premiered somewhere, but we don't know.
Premieres in blank.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where it premiered. I think it was just Hollywood.
Well, that kind of number, 350 million, it premiered nationwide, no doubt.
Johnny Depp turned out to be kind of wholesome. Like, honestly,
He's cool. Johnny's
he
cool.
is.
I like
what's her face, Amber Turd or whatever her name is. That bitch tried to do him wrong. Like, I watched that whole trial. I watched that whole trial, and like, I'm like, yeah, I believe Johnny, you know, like, and I try to take that stuff subjectively, you know, like listen to both sides, and I'm just like,
dude, it doesn't matter what side you're on. There's no reason to literally pop a squat and poop onto somebody's bed. Like, that is absolutely like animalistic, immature, barbaric behavior. That
wasn't what I was looking at. It was more like she literally trying to create evidence to get him in trouble, which is a crime. Why is she not in jail? Like why? That's perjury, man.
Because she's not a male. That's why she's not in jail.
Never mind. I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
Anyway, we're going to move on up to 2012. Vladimir Putin was sworn in for a third 6-year term as president of Russia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got an election of interest. 2015, British general elections. Conservative Party won outright majority, and David Cameron returned as Prime Minister. David Cameron. I wonder if he's related to James Cameron.
You ever think it's possible nobody that Putin gets the presidency every time because nobody actually wants it?
Maybe.
I mean, who would really, like, seriously though, who the hell wants to run Russia? Like, the country's got a bad reputation. Their technology's too far behind to even manage.
Look at Putin's face. He's fucking bored. He wants to go fishing. I can see it in his eyes. I want to go fucking fishing.
Power does a lot of things to a lot of people. I mean, you can single-handedly run a country. Come on, they're gonna kill for it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I get that, but like, sometimes I try to think, man, like, do you think he ever gets tired of it? You think he only does it because he thinks he has to? You know, and the fact is that nobody else wants to take the job, so he's stuck with it.
Let's move on up here. Who wants to go? 2015.
I'll go.
Right.
Okay, you go then. You go then.
I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, Nerdle.
Oh, okay. 2015 British general elections. Conservative Party win outright majority, and David Cameron returns as Prime Minister.
2 years later, we got another election with Macaroni here, that scumbag.
I have
2017 is Emmanuel Macron wins France's presidential election, defeating Marine Le Pen. Oh my God, she looks so much like fucking Hillary.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Yeah, she kind of does.
She has that look.
She has that young Hillary look. All she needs is a tracksuit. And a trail of blood
like
behind
Hillary.
her.
She looks like Hillary with her face stretched.
Kinda, yeah.
You can almost see the Joker there.
Oh, God. And Uno Mas.
And that is in 2017. MTV becomes the first major award show to adopt gender-neutral categories. Emma Watson, Best Film Actor. Millie Bobby Brown, Best TV Actor.
Now, why does Millie Bobby Brown look like that one character in that movie where she's like an obsessed fan of a writer, and then he just so happens to break down in front of her house, and she breaks his ankles and forces him to unkill off her favorite character.
You're talking about Misery.
I think so.
On that picture,
That's
she
the
looks
movie
like she has
Misery.
a comb over.
That's the movie. Yeah. No, that bitch looks like a straight up psychopathic serial killer.
Well, let's
You
not
can't
call
spell-
people bitches
Hey,
on
hey.
the show. I guess.
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
That person looks like a serial killer.
She kind of does, you know. Like,
I could definitely see some reenactment of Misery in that woman. Yeah. Or person, whatever, you know, whatever they do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mr.
I don't know who
Rhombus.
the person is.
Before I
Go
start
ahead.
my turn, Emma Watson. You can't spell Emma Watson without W because she is a W.
Huh. All right.
Just saying.
Simp.
For anybody who doesn't know, Nurgle, if you have seen anything about Emma Watson, you would know why.
Uh-huh.
Simp. Simp.
Oh, you're just mad.
All
just
right,
mad.
guys. 2018,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Rhombus.
There's a simp somewhere. I'm allergic to simps.
All right. In 2018, Iran-Contra figure Oliver North announced as the new president of the U.S. National Rifle Association.
Oh, that's
Yep.
concerning. Ollie North
Probably
of all
why
people?
Yeti
Oh my
left
God.
him. Probably exactly why.
You know, now
Yeti
I don't
left.
like the NRA all of a sudden. You know? And for
Left
whatever reason,
Yeti-
this
hey.
photo isn't...
Hey, the Yeti brand has has a good reason to leave to get rid of their sponsorship with it.
Yep.
Their stuff's expensive, but it's very good stuff, and they don't want to be associated with a company led by an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, what else happened in 2018, Mr. Rhombus?
In 2018, Met Gala 2018 Heavenly Bodies Fashion and the Catholic Imagination is hosted by Anna Wintour, Amal Clooney, and Donatella Versace.
Versace.
Yeah. And
Versace.
and Rihanna wearing a Pope-inspired outfit.
I gotta check that out. What's a Pope-inspired outfit? Oh. Wow.
Donatella Versace.
Stupid.
That's wacky.
Like, the Pope outfit's already ugly to begin with.
Well, I like
but
the hat.
they managed to make it... The hat seems kind of goofy, though.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's why I like it.
It was already a bad enough outfit. Like, the hat was the only redeeming factor of that outfit. Other than that, it sucked.
What is it with
And they managed to
females
make it worse.
today and constantly changing every outfit into sexual? Like, especially Halloween, you know?
It's because they have nothing better to do with their lives and want attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, hey, Rumpus, that's Donatella Versace.
Yeah.
Of the Versace
Okay.
brand.
Well, I'm
I
going to
missed the
wrap
part
up
where
the
that's
main
my
body
problem.
here. I'm going to move us up to 2021. Philadelphia Museum of Art unveiled a major interior renovation and expansion designed by U.S. architect Frank Gehry. Huh. All right. So cool. And then in 2022, just last year, Berklee College of Music bestowed honorary doctorates to Beatle drummer Ringo Starr, bassist Chuck Rainey, composer James Newton Howard, and rhythm and blues singer Lala Hathaway. All right. Now, we are not going to get into births and deaths today because the coffee is doing things to my insides that I don't enjoy. So I implore you, please, any viewers watching this, go to the underbar of the description, check the links to our sources, and please educate yourself on not just the births and the deaths, but of course all the main body stuff that we did not read today due to my my slackiness. But anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, as I said, check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. You know, which in itself includes links to Rhombus's YouTube and his Instagram, sew-in stuff, Zero Arrow stuff, my stuff, and anybody else, in the future, including, our Twitter and all that stuff. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time. If anybody follows our Twitter, well, actually, I haven't announced it on the Twitter yet, but I have changed the hours of operation on both my and the Omni Coalition's YouTubes. We've bumped everything from 10 and 2 just for you to 11 and 3 all for thee. So, Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
I'm
Ron
Nurgle.
Mister.
Yeah.
I'm Nurgle. Bye. Have a beautiful time.
All right, and of course, you are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in a whatever, shoot the shit style talk show, that we have the Kick Peanut coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 Central, and 6 Eastern Standard Time, if I'm correct, for that.
Yes.
Anyway, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Toodles.
How do I end this?
That was
here we
quite the
go.
voice crack.